My name's Emma Hogan, and I thought I would go through the erasers that I have and which I think is the best for colour pencil, or what I found the best so far. So I've got here the paper I've used. It's Fabriano Artistico Hot Press, £140. Different papers will act differently with different pencils and erasers, so it's always best to try before using anything new. Just thought I'd get that out there. The colours I've used today are Derwent Light Fast, which is mid blue, that one, and then the Luminance, which is the middle cobalt blue, Caran d'Ache Pablo Aubergine, Polychromos Helio Blue Reddish, and the last one Prisma Premier dark brown. I'll just put it out there now that I don't use Prisma colours, so I only use these four here. But I thought I'd include Prisma because I don't ever use that brand, but I know a lot of people do. Okay, so we start by using this one, which is my favourite just go-to eraser for erasing anything like outlines and that kind of thing. Or if I've made a mistake, I go in really hard with this one. It does take out quite a bit there. I have to go on another bit of paper to wipe it off. There we go. So that does a good job with that one. If you want to take something down quickly, this is the one to go to. It takes the luminance down quite well as well. If you hear a weird noise, there's a crow outside going nuts. And it seems to take the Pablo off quite nicely as well. I might zoom in a bit more so you can see what I'm doing. So like I said, this is good for when you're taking quite large areas down, if you've made a real big mistake or whatever, because you can't get it really fine with this. So as you can see, that takes it down quite nicely. The next one is, I've got two here, but really this one with a brush on is for biros, pencil, ink and that kind of thing. And then you've got the Perfection 757056. This one is for graphite. I don't really use this one, but this one is quite good. But if I can compare the difference on this one. So this one is for the graphite. It struggles to lift it off. Actually, it's coming off now. There we go. You've got a brush on the other one and just brush it away. And then this one is quite a grainy, it's really grainy actually. So you've got to be careful with these to not rub so much that you take the actual damage to the paper. Brush is quite handy. I don't think I would use this brush, to be honest. I would probably just use my drafting brush. But you can see that this one has taken it down quite a bit. If I was to go over with a white pencil, it brings it up quite nice. So So it's taken it down so much that you can go over it again with a pencil. Let's try it on. That's the trouble with these, you get all the bits come off them. So I won't use this one because I don't find that this one is that good. Well, actually, saying that, it seems to be doing quite well, so I might do it. It's just that it's not got a hard nib, so it's quite hard, it's quite bendy. Whereas this one is not as bendy, so I probably wouldn't bother with that one now. Just carry on with this one. Just keep turning it. Have a spare bit of paper next to you to wipe off the colour. It seems to do a good job on that one as well. As you can hear, it sounds really grainy, but it does a good job of, and normally I don't wipe your hand because that happens, and also you don't want to smudge your work, but it's just to save time. And then if I go over with, this is my Derwent drawing, Chinese white. This is probably one of the best white pencils you can get, along with the one I've just dropped on the floor. The Caran d'Ache Museum Aquarelle. So, I mean, this, if you were going to go back over again with a lighter colour, but that rubs out quite well, as you can see there. Especially the luminance, but that could be just because it's a darker pencil. So that one works really well. So that's the Faber-Castell Perfection 7058. It's supposed to be for biro, so I'm going to check actually if it does actually rub out the biro. It's supposed to be for ink. It's probably just normal ink. Let's give it a go. No, not really. I don't think, I mean, it does take it down a little bit, but no, I think its purpose is more coloured pencils, to be honest, than ink, unless it's the ink that you use in dip-in pens. Then maybe that gets off, but I don't have that. Okay, and then I got two mono erasers, mono zeros. These are my go-tos generally. I've never actually used this in my work before, but I will try it now. I've seen how well it works on here. So this one's just a square one. I think they're both basically the same thing. It's just a different size. You see the size difference? The only trouble with this is once you erase, you have to keep, it's quite a tiny end, so you have to keep rubbing it off, but it does do quite a good job. So if I go over with the same white that I used with the other one, you can see that I think that's cleaner than that. It's a lot brighter. Struggling with this luminance. Ooh. So different pencils vary in how they work, the erasers. So I'd say that one's working better on this. Much brighter, I think. This eraser is favoured by most coloured pencil artists, but it's always nice to find something new, because if you can get this to a really nice fine point, then with its grainy texture as well, be quite an asset, because you can't really get this into a nice fine point so much as, unless maybe you use a bit of sanding paper. And it's getting in a bit of a state, whereas this one has held its point. It's less faff. For the difference, they're almost identical, really. So for the less hassle, I would say this is probably better, because the trouble I'm having with this, trying to that's almost identical as well, really, so possibly a little bit brighter. But I'd say, like, overall, for ease, I would say that the Faber-Castell probably wins, really, out of those two, just because it's easier. That was a bit of a chore with this one, even though this is my favourite eraser. And then you've got the Faber-Castell kneadable eraser, which I use quite a bit. But I also use white glue tack. So I use both of these for different things, really. So if I want to take some pencil down that I've done and I don't want to take too much off, I've just decided I put a colour on over the top and I'm not happy with it, then I would go in with this lighter eraser, because it doesn't take off all the layers that I've put in. But if I want to take loads off, then I'll use my white glue tack, because that is harsher. So that will take it off really well. As you can see, the comparison, it lifts it so well. So this is my go-to, especially if I make a really big mistake, then I can take the pencil right back with this. So that's the comparison between these two. This is great for as well if you just want to rub lightly and just sort of smooth something out. It's great for smoothing out fur and stuff like that. So just don't discount this because it doesn't take that much off. It's a very good tool to use. So then lastly, I've got my Tenwin electric eraser, which I used to use quite a lot. I don't use it as much now as I used to be fair. But this is great for small lines and that kind of thing. And I sharpen it. I've got a video, well, a small video sharpening it on like a little sanding board, so you can get nice fine points. But you don't have as much control over this as you would say something like this, because it's motorized. It can do anything it wants. Go, you know, you do have some control over it, but if you say it could skim off the page or something and do something you don't want it to do. But this is great for that kind of thing, and you go over it with same again with a pencil and brighten up those lines. So yeah, so I use all of these erasers apart from this one, because I just got this one. I thought I'd try it out because I heard good things about it. So I thought I'd make a video showcasing this new eraser, and I think this is possibly my new favourite. I'll have to give it a go in my actual work to, you know, completely say that I like this more than this mono. But because this is so bendy in comparison to this hard gritty texture, I would say that this is the winner. Plus it's got a little brush on the end so you can brush away any bits. So winner. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this video today.